Bar mitzvah, late night?
Yeah, went late into the night. Good. So good news. It was as much precautionary as anything. We had to rule out anything sinister. So we're very optimistic that he'll return soon, and when he does, he'll be ready to go. So wait till tomorrow to see how he's feeling to make sure he continues on that path. But we're optimistic that we would see him in Game 4, and if necessary, see him in Game 5.
Yeah, I was going to say, you said on the radio this morning that there was a possibility he was going to come back last night. Obviously, you guys are up 3-0 in this series. Does that affect anything, or is it as soon as he's good to go?
It's personal based. Like we fly over. What's that? Okay, I like that. No, I mean, there's always a spectrum of what something could be, and at the worst end of it, you got to make sure it's not that. And then once you rule that out, you feel, okay, this is something we understand we can work with, and so that was ruled out yesterday.
Front left, Andrew.
There's the game strategy part of having Barkov in the lineup for Game 4. Is there the emotional part, too, of wanting him to have a chance to play for making the Cup final as the captain?
Well, that wouldn't be part of it. There wouldn't be it'll be a science-based decision. And then there's the game plan part of it. You can do different things with your group. It puts your structure back in terms of your lines that you've been running. In terms of running the bench, then there's a lot more knowns for me on our bench. You know how you employ your players. So the decision would just be based on his health and how he feels, and then we'll have another plan set all day tomorrow if he doesn't go.
Back left.
Hello. During your long career, and I don't want to insult you by saying that,
It's too late.
Did you ever see a goalie in his zone like Bob for such a long period of time?
Not to diminish what he's doing, but almost every year there's that story. That is a storyline where a goaltender gets into a rhythm. And usually it's in conjunction with the players in front of them competing at a level defensively that they get into an understanding of what's going to happen in their own end, where the bodies will be, where the shots will come from, kind of their area of responsibility. So it's over the last. Sergei was at times as good at this at the end of the regular season, and we needed him to be. Prior to his injury, he ran, I think 13 or 14 straight for us, and he was that good. He's been now it's magnified because the pressure changes, and then you get to the top 16, the quality of shooters change, so everything is magnified. But he's actually been rolling or rambling for a while, yeah.
Front right.
Paul, two things, if I may. First, knowing how highly technical a goaltending expert you claim to be.
Exactly.
How would you describe what you're seeing from that guy right now?
Really, really good. Kind of efficiency and then explosions. Like he is now as calm and quiet in his net, covering as little ice as he needs to be, and his ability then to explode out on a shot. Cross the crease hard while in control. That there's an efficiency that I understand. I can understand kind of body language and what they look like when they're on. No idea how to get them to that or what to say to them. So I just stay out of that realm.
And the other, when Barkey had to leave the bench last night, you talk about the spectrum of things that had to be.
Right.
What's your stomach like in that moment?
The first thing that goes through my head was that we've done this before. And I've got three options on what I'm going to do with the lines, kind of when he goes down. And Sam Bennett had been out of our lineup for such a long period of time that we've been doing this for a bit. Luosterainen comes into the middle, or Stahl goes up, and Lundell would go out to the wing. Those are the first two places that we'd gone to in the past. So Luosterainen went into the middle, looked okay, just leave it. So there's advantages to going through the adversity that we went through this year because it's not that big a change when it happens. Clearly it is. Barkov's out of your lineup. But you don't make a big deal of it on your bench, and you really don't during the year when it's happened because there's nothing you can do about it, and you got to win these games. So it wasn't that seismic at the time. We've done with it before.
We'll take three more questions on the right side. George?
Does that mean the left side gets done?
We're going back to the left.
Okay. Okay, sitting over there going, Sat on the wrong side of the room today.
How important has it been for your defense to buy in the way they had last night? I mean, we're all talking about Bob for good reason.
Yeah.
23 blocked shots. They pull the goalie 3 minutes left. They get one shot on goal off. You guys block two, take two turnovers. I mean,
Yeah.
pretty impressive there.
Yeah, it all strings together. Your forwards being in the right spot, give the D a chance to square up and box out as much as. So I thought there's 12 minutes of the second period where they're in our end for extended stretches of time, and it is dangerous. They're all dangerous, but there's still enough structure in what they're doing that, again, like, there are advantages for us having played the two teams that we played prior, because each one of those teams had extended zone times against us as well. You don't even really have to show video. You just know what's going to happen that next night, and we're whatever 14, 15 games into this now. We're almost used to it.
On the left side, standing up.
Coach, you talked in Game 6 against Boston about how loud this place got. Talk about the atmosphere here last night and how much you anticipate what it's going to be like tomorrow
Yeah.
night.
It's nice because we have felt anyway that we've been on the road an awful lot in these playoffs, and then kind of got used to. I think Boston and Carolina are very, very loud buildings, so we kind of get comfortable with that. But the last 8 minutes of the third period, I liked our game. I think we got back to skating, got back to driving, but the crowd's just buzzing, and that's the difference, right? You feed off the energy. All four teams left need it, and. It was like all Carolina fans are there, but maybe they're wearing the same color as us, so it looked like it was all Panther fans, which was great. We've got a unique building here during the year. We do. We've got a lot of people from out of town, or they grew up somewhere else, and we kind of get split crowds some nights, but that felt like a Florida Panther crowd, which was really nice, and the guys appreciated that.
Our last question, front left, Mike.
Good afternoon, Paul. Your players continue to say we remain humble and we still have more work to do. But considering what we have seen, an eighth seed, knocks off Boston, beats Toronto, do you feel at this point you have a dangerous team that can do a lot of damage?
I don't think those two things are mutually exclusive. I think you can feel good about yourself and be mindful of all of those games are so tight. Like, every single playoff game, there's been two big scoring games. We got up one on Boston, and Boston got up one on us, where the score kind of got out of reach at the end. But even with that, we felt like it was each shift for us has been scratch and claw, as you would expect. I mean, what is it, 1, 2, and 4 in the NHL regular season that we've been playing here. So you are mindful, and I think maybe that mindfulness keeps you humble that it can turn on every play, so you've got to be at your best. But you should come to the rink feeling confident in the fact that you're going to play hard. Right? That's the strength. We're going to play our asses off. We know that. How the puck is going to bounce, we're not going to spend any time worrying about that. We'll try to do our best things with it. But we'll be humble about the fact that we know that if we don't play our butts off every night, you're not getting a good result.
Thank you for your time,
Okay.
Coach. That